Good morning, everyone. It is Wednesday morning and it's cool. Clear skies. And this is Steve. I'm starting out this morning at the park at 4th Street behind the library. I'm going to do the park path loop 1 or 2 times. We'll see. I'm really wanting to run on the grass today. It'll be a good shoe soaker. I see little blue arrows painted on the path, pointing the opposite direction. Not sure what that means. Well, the cool temperatures sure make you feel like, wow, I guess summer is going to come to an end. And we've got a few warmer days coming up. So back to upper 80s and 90s. But not a long stretch. But we've been in the low 80s for a couple of days. Beautiful weather. Dry, clear, enjoyable. Little breeze here and there, but pleasant. So, what's to report? It is Wednesday. Did a little 2-mile outing on Monday. Not too much happening, I guess. Work week so far has been quiet. Been working on a lot of coordinating with people. And fixing things that needed to be fixed in the financial area. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Good, and you?
Very good.
Good.
That gentleman was coming into the parking lot behind me. I didn't really know where I was going to park. And so here's this car right behind me following every move I make. I thought, that's a little odd. So I pulled off to the side and the gentleman got out of his car and just started walking. So looks like he's doing a couple loops just around this little 4th Street park. But I'm heading off to the bigger world around the baseball and soccer fields. Last night, Anna had some friends over. I'll tentatively say her boyfriend, Trevor. I said, so Trevor, I know I've asked this before, but where exactly is the cross-country course that you guys run for high school? And it's here somewhere. It's not... It's still entirely clear to me. So I'll need to find out when they're holding a meet. Try to get over and watch. Since the church is fairly close by. It's like 5 minutes. So enjoy a little half-hour break in the late afternoon to cheer for the team. So, all right. we go, and we'll cross over into the other part of the park. Or the other park, I guess. Two parks side by side. So how are you all? And by the way, Kevin, I don't think I've properly thanked you enough for the Scoosh Band. I don't know that I'll need it during the run, maybe at the end of the run today. But it's been a great little tool for wiping the brow. Keeping all the salt and sweat out of the eyes. Been meaning to post a video. Well, I did actually on YouTube. Posted a new video from Sunday's little hike up at Rodale, and I was going to send a link out to a few of you, but my phone didn't seem to recognize names I was punching in. Start typing Carlos, nothing comes up. So I thought, well, I better do that from the computer. Looks like some good showings from the extra mile Biggest Losers activity. Kevin posted the first week's percentage loss results. And I'm 6'2" and weigh around 172. So I'm not really out to lose any weight. For me, it's eating to health. Now it's a confession time. The past week, so today is Wednesday, a week ago, Margie was making biscotti with Maureen Little. So I've been enjoying a little biscotti with my coffee. But after yesterday morning, I decided I needed to stop. They are oh so good. But, you know, they talk about what's in your gut. Now, sugar messes that up. I think I really can sense that. So, just seems best to lay off the sugary sweets. I think another thing I need to do is I need to call my cardiologist's office and make a confession about messing with the dosage of the beta blocker. When I was on the morning and evening regimen. And just let them know that reason why I messed with it is just because I found that not taking it at the time I was running, I felt much better after running. So All right, well, what's on tap for today? We have a staff meeting at 9:30. Might have mentioned this once before, but the fellow that we hired for cleaning and such, really facilities manager, his name is Eric, and his son Wyatt, who turns 12 today, was diagnosed with cancer. And Wyatt would also not be part of the Biggest Losers Club. He's a skinny little guy, and he's really struggling with keeping food down lately and gaining or losing weight that he didn't need to lose. So he is he's on chemotherapy. I don't know if they'll do radiation, but I think it's chemotherapy for a year, close to it. And he had a week where he had to go in daily for chemotherapy. And I forget exactly what the cancer is. They feel like they caught things early and they can be aggressive and address it. And it's just hard. It's hard for him, hard for his mom and dad, hard for his sister, who is 14 or 15. Hard on his grandparents, who I see all very regularly. Good morning.
Good morning.
This is really where I want to run the grass. Another part of this loop has a terrible pitch to the path. So that especially I will run on the grass. So poor Wyatt, one day's chemotherapy made it that he would eat something and then it would come back up over and over and over again. See, the next thing you know, he doesn't want to eat. He's hungry, but he doesn't want to throw up. So it's been on again, off again. He'll be able to keep things down sometimes and not other times. They try to mix things into his food like applesauce or yogurt to help with the nausea. And he fights it. He just doesn't want to get sick. It's either vomiting or diarrhea. It's like, oh boy, no good choice. So he was admitted to the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia, CHOP. So they could put a feeding tube in him just to make sure he's getting the nutrition and try to get weight gain on him that he needs. And he really fought that too. So a heart-wrenching posting by his mother saying he just wanted to die. And he's just 12. I'd say he doesn't know what he's saying, but what he's expressing is he is just miserable and scared. Well, today's his 12th birthday. Eric will be in this morning for our staff meeting. And somebody also posted last night, hey, tomorrow is Wyatt's birthday. His dad will be at the church and will take cards down to him. So please flood him with cards. So many that he can't count. Well, he's a 12-year-old, he can count. Oh, this is the part of the trail I really hate. Good morning to you. It's for this part of the trail that slopes so much. As you're going clockwise, it slopes to the right. I wanted to run barefoot this morning just because I think my feet can take the slope without shoes better than with shoes. Now my wife, Margie, not this summer but last summer, tutored Wyatt. I think it was with a reading. And so they got to know each other, and she got to see his little impish looks and, when he'd be playing games and stuff. And she has this machine that laser cuts shapes. It's called a cricut. It's CRICUIT. Morning.
Morning.
Dog has a leash on them. Just it's not attached to its master. So she's praising the dog for not getting sidetracked by another person. And it's probably good that I was walking right there too. So she found that when she was tutoring last summer with Wyatt, he really thought the cricket machine was pretty interesting. So I go to bed generally around 9:30. I just start falling asleep wherever I am. And that could be due to medication too. And what I don't like about that is Margie's a night owl. And I'm the early bird. So I feel like the evening comes and we don't really spend the time together that I think we both would like. And my problem is that if I go to bed later, I still wake up early. So it doesn't benefit me, my body. So anyway, so she was canning tomatoes last night. So from her it's our benefactor, J. Wildemore, whatever tomatoes he can sell at the farmer's market, he gives away. And we have enjoyed the benefits of that the last several years, which has been great because our garden just has really stunk. So she's already done a batch of tomatoes. She's done a batch of salsa. And she says, I've got to get to these tomatoes. They're going to spoil. So Anna had her cross-country friends, her math friends, really. Well, Trevor's the boyfriend. He runs cross-country. Graham. Let's see, he's in the marching band in the fall and volleyball in the spring. But he said that during the summer he's been running with cross-country guys just to keep in shape. So those guys came over to play a board game that kind of looked like a strategy game. Not civilizations. Settlers? Not Settlers or Catan. They had lots of cards. Citadel. Maybe Citadel. And then around 8:45, her friend Ellie also showed up. So Margie was going to be up late canning tomatoes. And I see in the morning she had her cricket machine out. She had asked Anna if Anna had any extra cricket shapes she'd already cut out laying around. I think she said a cat. Thought that was going to be okay, but Margie must have decided to think of Wyatt's favorite shapes. And so she was busy on the cricket machine to include some of those shapes in a birthday card that she'll send in with me this morning to give to Eric to take down to Wyatt down at CHOP to help celebrate his birthday. I love that creative side of Margie and her thoughtfulness, the way she's able to really bring to bear who that person is and what they like, and just her sensitivity of this person likes that. Therefore, she'll seek to do something like that. I guess that's why I had the surprise one year of getting a coffee grinder for Christmas. And Margie, who does not like coffee, she doesn't like the smell of coffee. She doesn't like the smell of coffee on me. It's like, ooh, coffee breath. Ugh. All right, we've just about completed one around the ball fields. I think it's Memorial Park. I really need to get these park names down. 4th Street Park, that's easy. Just that these ball fields are on one side of Mill Street, and I'm pretty sure the other side with the war memorials would be Memorial Park. But is it also commonly known as Panther Park, the Quakertown Panthers? And then there were new fields that were developed a few years ago on Pumping Station Road. And maybe it's Veterans Park, so it gets all confusing. Let's see, so what have I done? I'm now running behind the Little League, and beside, coming up on one Little League, I'm in the outfield of what we would call the travel team. It's the bigger kids who are a little better players. I'm just thinking maybe there's a sign out here that would give me a clue. So funny, this pavement has so many arrows and markings. Just passed by something that said 5K. Another one that had a pink arrow telling you to turn this direction, and the blue arrows mentioned earlier So happy birthday to Wyatt. Not sure what time Eric is heading down. I think he'll be around for the staff meeting. But if I can, encourage him to go and make his son's birthday extra special today. So Wyatt is our little 12-year-old today, cancer fighter. Much too early. So neat thing is Grandpa, well, Wyatt had asked early on, am I going to lose my hair? And I said yes. So he's lost his hair. His grandpa, Bob, had his head shaved for Wyatt. Now, Bob tells me he's done keeping it so short. But then his grandmother's brother-in-law, a guy named Doug. Doug looks like your Pennsylvania German fellow. Always working with his hands. Beard, no mustache. So mustacheless beard. That's how I've ever known Doug for 20 years. So this past Sunday, wasn't I surprised? Beardless Doug. It's like, what happened? Did he make a mistake? And then I was told it was for Wyatt. So that was great. So Wyatt's really got supportive family there for him. Maybe all the pastors should shave their head. I think I'll propose that today at the staff meeting. And then I'll declare that everybody's a pastor except for the church administrator. Funny. So, if you think about it, and you hear about this, wish Wyatt a happy birthday. And I'll tell him my running friends said so. Had a nice chat with his sister yesterday, who was helping Dad out, mopping a room, making copies for somebody else, just doing little chores. And there was a point where she sat down and we talked a little bit about things she's doing in school. So she's going into her sophomore year. And shouldn't I be running by now? No, not quite yet. But now. Okay. So she's going into her sophomore year, which means that after middle school, she went to the freshman center. So it's a wholly contained school just for 9th graders. Except she goes to the VOTEC school. So her schedule is she gets on the bus, goes to the first period, and then gets on a bus to go to the VOTEC school a few miles away. Then at the end of the day gets brought back. So Margie was explaining what seemed like the complexity to me as a simplicity. You can't have buses going from everywhere to both schools. So they drop the kids off at the main school. Therefore, it's kind of a common meeting point. and then they get bused to and from there. So from an individual point of view, it's more work. From a corporate point of view, meaning the many people, it makes sense. Her name is Casey. Both Casey and Wyatt were preemies at birth. Both very slender. But I saw pictures of the mom, Amanda. She posted old wedding photos recently of her and Eric. 2 twigs. They're both skinny. Eric is still skinny. Amanda has filled in like a mom would. So truck noises are from Route 309. Otherwise, it's fairly quiet here. I think I started out a little after 6, maybe 1:15. All right, coming up to my least favorite slanty part of this course. Even running on the grass, like on the sides, it's still very slanted, so you almost have to go into the swale for a little bit, which I think I might, since I'm not on a course for time. So run comfortably whenever you can. Get my feet soaking wet, but who cares? Alright, well, I'll keep plugging on, and we'll catch up with you later. So, from Steve at some park with a name in Quakertown that he's not sure of, have a happy Wednesday. Have an extra mile on me. That's all I got. And I'm being on the up and up. Take care, folks.